Welcome to The Art of Persuasive Leadership, Psychological Tactics That Work. Did you know that 90% of leadership success is attributed to effective communication and influence? Yet, a staggering 65% of leaders say they struggle with persuading their teams. Shocking, right? Let's dive into the fascinating world of psychological tactics that can transform your leadership style. We'll uncover how cognitive biases shape decisions and how emotional intelligence can build deep connections. You'll learn the subtle art of nudging behavior, crafting persuasive messages, and leveraging reciprocity to foster a culture of trust and cooperation. Plus, we'll show you how to create and communicate a vision so compelling that your team can't help but follow. Stay with us as we reveal these powerful strategies. By the end of this series, you'll have a toolkit of psychological tactics to lead your team to new heights. Ready to become a master of persuasive leadership? Let's get started. Chapter 1: Mind Mastery – Leveraging Cognitive Biases. Understanding cognitive biases can significantly boost your leadership effectiveness. Cognitive biases are systematic patterns of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment. Did you know that over 180 cognitive biases have been identified? By recognizing and leveraging these biases, leaders can shape decisions and influence behavior more effectively. One powerful cognitive bias is the confirmation bias. People tend to favor information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs. As a leader, you can use this to your advantage by aligning your messages with your team's existing values and beliefs. For instance, if your team values innovation, frame your initiatives as innovative solutions. Another useful bias is the anchoring effect. This bias occurs when people rely too heavily on the first piece of information they hear. To utilize this, start your discussions with a strong, persuasive point to set the tone. For example, if you want to propose a new project, begin by highlighting a major success of a similar project. The halo effect is also quite interesting. This is when the perception of one positive trait influences the perception of other traits. To leverage this, as a leader, you can ensure that you are consistently demonstrating key strengths that you want your team to emulate. For example, show decisiveness and your team will likely see you as competent in other areas too. Consider the status quo bias. People prefer things to stay the same. When introducing changes, frame them as small, manageable steps rather than drastic shifts. This reduces resistance and increases acceptance. For instance, rather than overhauling a system, suggest gradual improvements over time. Social proof is another bias you can leverage. People tend to follow the actions of others. Highlighting success stories and testimonials from respected team members can encourage others to follow suit. Sharing stories of team members who embraced new practices and saw positive results can be very motivating. According to Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, understanding these biases can improve decision-making processes. In his book, Thinking, Fast and Slow, he emphasizes how leaders can avoid pitfalls by being aware of these mental shortcuts. Finally, the recency effect states that people remember the last thing they heard. Always end meetings and communications with key points you want to stick. For example, finish your presentations with a strong call to action. Chapter 2: Emotional Resonance – Connecting on a Deeper Level. Emotional intelligence, EI, is crucial for effective leadership. Leaders with high EI can connect with their teams on a deeper level, fostering trust and loyalty. Did you know that companies with emotionally intelligent leaders outperform their peers by 20% in revenue? This underscores the importance of EI in leadership. To enhance your EI, start with self-awareness. Regularly reflect on your emotions and how they impact your decisions. According to Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, self-awareness is the foundation of EI. He suggests keeping a journal to track your emotional reactions and identify patterns. Empathy is another critical aspect of EI. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of others. Practice active listening by giving your full attention to your team members and acknowledging their concerns. This makes them feel valued and understood. Social skills are also essential. Effective communication and relationship management can help you navigate conflicts and build a positive team environment. For example, when resolving conflicts, focus on finding common ground and mutual interests rather than dwelling on differences. The concept of emotional contagion is fascinating. Emotions can spread like wildfire within teams. A study by the University of California found that teams with positive emotional environments are more productive. As a leader, model positive emotions to create an uplifting atmosphere. Motivation is another key element. Leaders who are passionate and enthusiastic can inspire the same in their teams. Share your vision and show genuine excitement about projects to boost team morale. Regulating emotions is also crucial. Stay calm and composed, especially in stressful situations. This reassures your team and maintains stability. Techniques like deep breathing and mindfulness can help manage stress effectively. Building rapport with your team is vital. Take time to understand their interests, strengths, and aspirations. Personal connections enhance loyalty and cooperation. For instance, knowing that a team member is passionate about a particular aspect of a project allows you to assign tasks that align with their interests. Harvard Business Review highlights that emotionally intelligent leaders create a more engaged workforce. Engagement, in turn, leads to higher productivity and job satisfaction. Chapter 3: The Subtle Nudge, Behavioral Economics in Leadership. Behavioral economics provides fascinating insights into how subtle changes can influence behavior. It's about understanding human psychology and using that knowledge to lead more effectively. Richard Thaler, a pioneer in this field, won the Nobel Prize in Economics for his work on nudge theory. Nudging is about making small changes to the environment that encourage desired behaviors without restricting options. For example, if you want your team to arrive on time for meetings, you might start meetings with a fun activity or a crucial update that they wouldn't want to miss. This creates a positive incentive for punctuality. Another strategy is choice architecture. This involves designing choices in a way that nudges people towards better decisions. For instance, if you want to promote healthy eating in the office, place healthier snacks at eye level and less healthy options out of immediate reach. It's a subtle change but can lead to healthier choices. Default options are also powerful. People tend to go with the default choice. Setting beneficial defaults, like auto-enrollment in a retirement savings plan, can lead to better outcomes. In a leadership context, you can set default meeting times or standard procedures that streamline processes and reduce decision fatigue. Consider the endowment effect, which states that people value things more once they own them. Give your team ownership over projects or decisions to increase their commitment and motivation. This can be as simple as letting them lead parts of a meeting or take charge of a task. The framing effect is another useful tool. How information is presented can significantly impact decisions. Frame challenges as opportunities to spur positive action. For example, instead of saying, "We have a problem," say, "We have an opportunity to improve." Loss aversion is the tendency to prefer avoiding losses over acquiring equivalent gains. Highlighting what could be lost if a project isn't completed on time can be more motivating than emphasizing potential rewards. For instance, "If we miss this deadline, we risk losing the client's trust," can be a powerful motivator. According to a study by the University of Chicago, applying behavioral economics can increase productivity by up to 25%. This shows the real-world impact of these subtle nudges. The book Nudge by Thaler and Sunstein provides numerous examples of how small changes can lead to significant improvements. As a leader, adopting these strategies can help you guide your team more effectively. Social norms also play a big role in influencing behavior. Highlighting the positive behaviors of others in the team can encourage similar actions. For instance, sharing that 90% of our team completed their tasks on time last month can motivate others to follow suit. Chapter 4: The Power of Suggestion, Crafting Persuasive Messages. Crafting persuasive messages is an art that every leader should master. Words have power, and knowing how to use them can influence your team's thoughts and actions. A study by Stanford University found that leaders who are skilled in persuasion are 34% more likely to achieve their goals. Start with a strong, clear message. People need to understand your vision and goals immediately. Keep it simple and direct. For example, "Our goal is to increase sales by 20% this quarter," is clear and measurable. Storytelling is a powerful tool. Stories are memorable and can convey complex ideas in an engaging way. Share stories of past successes or lessons learned from failures to illustrate your points. According to Paul Smith, author of Led with a Story, storytelling can increase the impact of your message by 22%. Repetition is key. Repeating key messages ensures they stick in people's minds. This doesn't mean being redundant but finding different ways to reinforce the same idea. For instance, if you want to emphasize the importance of customer service, mention it in meetings, emails, and one-on-one conversations. Metaphors and analogies can make abstract ideas more concrete. Comparing a challenging project to climbing a mountain can make the concept more relatable and easier to understand. Research shows that people are 58% more likely to remember a metaphor than a plain description. Appeal to emotions. People are more likely to be persuaded when they feel emotionally connected to the message. Use words that evoke emotions like excitement, pride, or urgency. For example, "Imagine the pride you'll feel when we achieve this together," creates a strong emotional connection. Credibility is crucial. Your message is more persuasive if it's backed by data or credible sources. Citing industry reports, expert opinions, or relevant statistics can strengthen your argument. For instance, according to a Gartner report, "Our strategy could increase efficiency by 30%, adds weight to your message. Call to action. Every persuasive message should end with a clear call to action. Tell your team exactly what you want them to do next. For example, "Let's all commit to completing our tasks by Friday to stay on track," provides clear direction. Framing your message in terms of benefits to the team can increase buy-in. Instead of saying, "We need to work overtime," say, "By putting in a little extra effort now, we'll have more time to relax later." Consistency in your messages builds trust. If your team sees that your words align with your actions, they're more likely to follow your lead. Always follow through on your promises and be transparent in your communications. Lastly, personalization can make your message more impactful. Tailor your communication to address the specific needs and interests of different team members. For instance, acknowledging someone's unique contribution can make them feel valued and more engaged. Chapter 5. Influence through reciprocity. Building a give and take dynamic. Reciprocity is a powerful tool in leadership. It's based on the principle that people feel obligated to return favors. This can create a positive cycle of cooperation and goodwill within your team. According to Robert Cialdini, author of Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, reciprocity is one of the most potent tools of influence. Start by giving genuine, unexpected favors. This can be as simple as offering help with a task or providing positive feedback. For example, if you help a team member with their workload, they are more likely to support you in future projects. Recognizing efforts is another form of reciprocity. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating your team's hard work fosters a culture of mutual respect and motivation. Public recognition can be especially impactful. For instance, praising someone in a team meeting can boost morale and encourage others to strive for similar recognition. Building trust through reciprocity is crucial. When team members know that their contributions will be reciprocated, it builds a foundation of trust and reliability. Trust is essential for a cohesive and productive team. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, employees who feel trusted are 23% more likely to offer new ideas and solutions. Collaboration is enhanced by reciprocity. When team members see leaders actively participating and supporting their efforts, they are more likely to collaborate effectively. This creates a sense of shared purpose and responsibility. For example, working alongside your team during busy periods shows solidarity and commitment. Creating a supportive environment is key. Encourage a culture where team members are willing to help each other without expecting immediate returns. This fosters a positive work environment where everyone feels valued and supported. Setting the tone for reciprocity starts with the leader. Model the behavior you want to see. If you demonstrate generosity and cooperation, your team is likely to follow suit. This can be as simple as sharing resources or offering mentorship to team members. Feedback loops can enhance reciprocity. Create systems where feedback is regularly exchanged. This helps in understanding team dynamics and areas for improvement. Constructive feedback given in a supportive manner encourages team members to reciprocate with their own insights and suggestions. Encouraging a give-and-take mindset involves fostering an attitude of mutual support. Highlight stories where team efforts led to collective success.